Okay, great. So, hello everyone, and welcome to today's webinar on, of course, how to simplify your catalog management with AI. You're going to be learning how you're going to be unlocking efficiency and innovation with Quable PIM, that it's one of our best partners in this PIM world. So, we're very thrilled to have you join us to explore how AI is transforming the way business manage their product information. So let me quickly introduce myself and our guest speaker, of course. So, as some of you may know, I'm Chris. I'm a PIM consultant with extensive experience helping businesses optimize their product information management. And today I'll be sharing insight, strategies, and of course, actionable tips to help you navigate this exciting transformation. And with me, joining me, it's Baptiste Legray, which is the co-founder of Quable, one of a leading PIM solution. And of course, Baptiste has partnered with top brands to equip them with cutting-edge AI tools, making product content creation faster and more efficient. So, Baptiste, how are you? How do you feel today?
I'm very good, Chris. Thank you for asking. Hello, everyone. Nice to be here and sharing this webinar with you. As Chris mentioned, I'm the co-founder and chief revenue officer at Quable. I've been working in the PIM landscape for over 10 years now, and we work with more than 300 brands worldwide in multiple industries. So, very excited to be with you and share our little experience in the PIM landscape.
That's very great. And I want to ask you some of my personal question. It's how did you had this idea of creating a PIM solution? I mean, what challenge did you found? How does it came up, Quable?
Yeah, actually, my partners, François and Sylvain, when we created Quable, they are pioneers in the what we call the omni-channel experience ecosystem. But at that time, the beginning of the 2000, they were facing huge challenges when it came
Mm,
to having proper, updated, and accurate information to push on one or multiple channels. So at that time, were basically click and mortar websites and print catalogs, but with the with the rising number of channels and go-to-market strategies for the
mm,
clients, they needed to find something to for their clients, and so they didn't come up with the idea of a PIM. We didn't invent the PIM concept, obviously, but there were solutions at that time that were very old, very complex, very expensive to deploy. And so, right from the start, they wanted to create an experience that is as user friendly as possible, as
mm.
efficient as possible for their client. And so that's how we came up with the idea of Quibble to provide the first full SaaS multi-tenant PIM platform out there. And so, been living this crazy journey for 10 years now.
Okay, that's great. And to be honest, I've been using your solution for almost, let's say, 2 years, and I can say that it's one of the best PIM and very, very easy to use.
Thank you
So
so much.
listen, thank you very much. This webinar is designed to be interactive. So for the ones that are joining, feel free to ask question in the comments and share your thoughts during the session, because by the end you'll have a clear understanding. And I hope that you're going to understand how AI can simplify your product content process creation. So let's go and dive in. Everyone's talking about AI. Every SaaS solution might integrate AI, but what exactly is AI in product information management, right? So PIM at its core, of course, it's all about managing the information that you need to market and sell your products effectively across your channels. And as you say, Baptiste, business are facing today real problems with data currency and data information and how they manage. So now these include everything from product descriptions and attributes to images, translation, technical specifications. I mean, imagine how business need to manage this information. Before you were saying that just a product page will have very, very, very low data or specific data, but now with the help of AI, they have been developing way more ways of managing your data. So it's not just AI in the PIM. It's not just it's not just about saving time, but it's of course as well about improving the data quality, reducing human errors, and of course going faster on the decision making and launching products more fast, because this is where AI comes into the revolutionized process. And I'm sure that you have seen that, Baptiste, with a lot of your clients, that before they were spending, I don't know, maybe 3 months preparing for a campaign, preparing for a new season, for a new launch. And now, with the help of AI, they have really evolved with this process. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think there are two revolutions to that come to mind. The revolution of PIM, because before they were using Excel spreadsheets,
Yeah.
working in silos and everything. So the implementation of a PIM is a big revolution in itself, and so that helped them reduce their time to market, help them work collaboratively, reduce the silos, and being more efficient. And with AI on top of that, well, we boost the productivity for the teams who like the time or the resources to enrich data in a local tone of voice, for instance, to make sure that their product description matches the specification of each and every product. So AI and there are, as you said, Chris, multiple ways to think about AI. Can be simple experience within the PIM. I'll show you a quick demo afterwards,
Hmm.
but we can go up to highly orchestrated AI workflows, and this is the future for the PIM and the whole omnichannel experience as well.
Yeah, and it's very funny because I remember that almost 10 years ago I heard the word PIM and I didn't know what it was. I was starting in my e-commerce career, of course, in a let's say in a stage. And I remember that you arrive to the first job that you have and you're gonna be doing the little work and the little hands. And I remember that I was doing repetitive and very, very, very time consuming tasks like generating product descriptions, translating this with the help of course a translator, cleaning up missing data, and even as I said, translating content into multiple language. And I know that 10 years ago that was really time consuming, and now with the help of AI, and you're going to be showing us that, I'm sure that in less than, I don't know, like 2 hours you can translate your content, for example, for an international brand that it's in France that want to launch their products in Australia, for example. I know that with the help of AI, you can even translate in Australian English and adapt
Yes.
it to a very local language. So that's gonna be. I mean that's great. So throughout today's session, of course, we'll explore, as you mentioned, the practical examples of how AI is used in PIM, and I hope that by the end of this, you'll see why is it very game changer for business, and not only for small business, but for business of all sizes, right? So let's just say before that, now that we have explored and talked about the role of AI in the PIM, let's talk about one of its core, and I will say it in my opinion, strengths, that it's that AI enhance data and accuracy and consistency. But is from your experience working with Quable clients, how big of a challenge is maintaining accurate and consistent product data, especially for business managing large catalog?
Well, it's a pretty huge challenge because consistency is key to uh, increase conversion rates, to increase the brand's awareness, confidence in from the customers in a brand as well. And so what we saw is that we the different people, there were several versions of a product when it came for a product from an e-commerce perspective, from a marketplace perspective, or a retailer perspective. You could find like different experience for same product, creating discrepancies between how am I sure that I am purchasing the right product on this platform?
Mm.
Because when I check out the websites, that's not the actual specification. So that's why the consistency is key to provide omni-channel perfection for the clients and make sure that okay, they can purchase the product without any uh, yeah.
Without any issue, yeah, for sure. And even, we are working in the e-commerce industry, and it's been almost, I don't know, like a lot of years that we are here. But even on my personal, when I'm shopping for personal purposes, I'm always looking at the product page, and I would like to say that almost 80% of the product page that I'm checking are inaccurate. They don't have all of the attributes. They don't have the technical information. Attributes are missing, and yeah, for sure, like 3 out of 4 times I'm saying no, I'm not going to buy this because this doesn't inspire me, data is not accurate, and this makes the page looks like they are not very professional. Have you
Exactly.
already had that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, definitely, always, and especially when it comes to high tech uh, uh, products. But and this consistency and accuracy becomes a bigger challenge when now there are data pools. There are ways to share product catalogs between suppliers and distributors, and there are like standard regulations, higher
Mhm.
standards when it comes to product quality. So more than ever, the consistency and accuracy should be sharp in the PIM, and the AI definitely helps in that.
And this is something that I always repeat to my clients, that they are very focused on doing more sales, and increasing the revenue. So they are paying for Google ads, they are paying for social ads, and I'm always saying, like, guys, you need to focus on the basics. Like, get your basics right, get your basics done, and your basics, it's your product pages, your product data. So yeah, listen, I would like to say it as well that, of course, building on the importance of accurate and consistent data, now we can say that how AI is revolutionizing as well product content development by making it faster, more efficient, and as you mentioned, big larger business, they are facing really a big challenge on managing large quantities of data. So with the AI, you can solve this with automated content generation that you're going to be explaining us,
Mhm.
and of course the language translation and localization, like whether you are a business that you are targeting consumers in Europe, in Asia, or in Americas, AI tools can translate product information and have tests that Quable PIM can have the ability to translate in more than 180 language, if I'm right, right?
Yes, exactly.
While yeah, while also adapting this to local context. I'm from South America, so I don't know if you might know, but it's like in France, you have French for France, French for Canada, and you have the same as well in South America. So I remember that with one client, we were testing this, and he was really amazed of knowing that the adaptation and the localization for, let's say, one T-shirt will be different for Argentina than, let's say, Spain. So that's very good. That's really great. And I would like to say something that it's very important, that, and you mentioned as well, that your products are a source of business and not a source of problems. And I'm sure that some of the clients, some of the CEOs are not yet understanding this potential that you can have with your product data, that it can be turned into revenue. How do you face this when you are with new business? How do you explain the importance of data for new CEOs that are maybe not understanding it very well?
Well, it's pretty self-explanatory because the objective of CEO is to expand the brand and expand the product catalog everywhere, create, yeah, address new channels, address new markets, and your products are a source of business or are a source of problems if you have huge barriers and entry to penetrate a new market. And we've been discussing with lots of prospects within the years that could not even address a new market
Mm,
because they were already facing huge challenges to centralize all the product data in one place, meaning that they have to rethink, redo all the contents in Excel spreadsheets for France, but France for e-com, France for marketplaces, marketplace A, B, C, D,
mm,
then going the same way for retailers, for the print catalogs and everything, for mobile apps. So it's getting out of control. And so they were facing as well problems of versioning, who has the truth within the company, and you have to update your catalogs to update the contents, this is a very big problem. So doing this for one market can be more or less like a DIY, but
mm.
when you want to do this for another market or operate in a whole new region, you need to be sharp in organizing the workload of your teams, sharp in terms of centralizing and making your product consistent once again. So yeah, when you can't do business because of your product, this is where PIM plus AI come into place. Yeah, definitely. So it's
That's
very easy to explain to a CEO actually.
Yeah, that's great. And I will say that today Quable PIM it's not only a PIM with AI, but of course it has a more some of other features that what can you say about this
Yeah.
solution?
So for on the AI side, what we do, we help our clients generate their descriptions to based out of other specifications or attributes that are in the product sheet. You don't have to fill in any product information. You can upload just like a picture, and the PIM will automatically generate a description based on the recognition on what kind of object is in the picture, what kind of people, ambience, whatever, and create a very consistent description. So you can build your own ways to generate text descriptions and translation within our PIM. You can customize your own AI prompt, or you can choose among a library of ready-made prompts that our teams made to be SEO-friendly descriptions, for instance, and you can translate it easily into 180 plus languages. So yeah, this is for the AI part, and maybe what I can do is to show a little demo. I don't know, Chris, if you wanted to add something before we
Yeah,
get
for
into the
sure, for
product.
sure. Let's stop the talking and show us what you can offer with Quable PIM. I mean, it's better in live, right?
Yeah, exactly. So I'm gonna share my screen. All right, and should be okay now. All
Yes,
right.
perfect.
So welcome to Quable. This is the homepage. When you log in, this is the cockpit, the dashboard, when you can control everything about your data, consistency, completeness for each and every channel. So for today, I just created a pretty simple example. So let's take a product sheet. So here I have the product sheet for a pure bamboo cream in the cosmetic industry. So all the attributes here are entirely customizable, and I can check the completeness for each and every product on all my channels on the right. And so now, let's say I just want to generate an advice. I want to generate a product description within seconds. I can just generate by clicking here, and it's going to generate my advice, and then we are gonna translate it to multiple and languages. So let's generate the description as well. For instance, it's going to generate here. So here we have our advice, and in one click, I can just say, okay, I want to translate this now into multiple languages. So now, for instance, in Spanish, in French, or even Chinese. So we can use any kind of alphabet and say, okay, I want to validate, or I can validate and switch to the next translatable field, which is the product description that I just generated with AI. So once again, I can just automatically translate into French from France, but could be French out of Switzerland or Belgium. Same way for Spanish from Spain or Guatemala or Mexico, for instance. And then you can even create or create new contents or modify the content that has been generated by the AI or by the translation module. So you can this is a huge helper for the teams to make sure that the data is really consistent. And what we see here is on the translation level or the generation level, it's actually based on other attributes that are available in the product sheets. For instance, I know that this is a pure bamboo cream that comes from a specific brand, which is MAC Cosmetics, and this is based out of other attributes that are on the product sheets.
So this is, for example, a prompt that has been created by Quable. Is it like a template? So then the product description is generated automatically?
Exactly.
Okay,
Exactly.
that's great. I can say I imagine like I don't know, like 6 years ago, all these brands and business investing in translation agencies, spending a lot of time, a lot of money, and now of course you can generate it automatically, right?
Yeah, we can generate automatically. So this is the what we provide out of shelf for our product, but we also work with when it comes to translation. We have partnerships with AI orchestration platform like Wizen, with whom we recently built a connector. They orchestrate the translation based out of different kind of AI provider. So, for instance, you can decide if I don't know, DeepL is
Mm-hmm.
more consistent, more efficient, let's say for South America. So you want all the contents out of South America translated by DeepL, but for Europe, let's say for French and German, maybe Google Translate is the best way to go. And so you can decide that for those locales, you want it to be translated first by Google Translate. And this will be automatically generated and will pop in Quable.
That's great, and also it shows the importance of having a currency data, because if the AI, of course, is taking your attributes are not well, let's say, entered, then of course the result it will be not accurate. But that's something that might be managed internally, of course,
Exactly.
with the help of a data currency. So thank you very much for that quick demo. I will say it's better to show how it works, the solution, rather than just talking and talking about in hours. So thank you very much for that quick demo. Um, let's talk about real world applications, right? Because you have some of the best known retail brands that have been trusted by Quable. Do you have any example of a recent client that has implemented AI with the Quable solution and that have shown, let's say, real world success?
Yeah, well, when it comes to Sisley, the client we see
Mm-hmm.
on the screen, they actually use our AI in app, but they are also using for like very simple basic AI generation, but they are also using Wizen or soon to be using Wizen, and so they will be
Mm-hmm.
able to because today they are managing their products above 20 countries now, and so they need to address those countries with a perfect product experience, and those they will be able to orchestrate all their translation mode for each and every targeted country. Yeah.
So, for example, something that if we're talking about a new product launch, right? Cosmetics, they always have new product launch. I will say that if before it was like 3 months to go in a
Yeah.
product launch, and as you were saying, it's not only creating product data for e-commerce but also for all of the marketplace, all of the marketplace in all of the different local languages. So we're not talking about Amazon in La Redoute, for example, in France. We're talking about more than 10, 20 marketplace, adapted specifically to their requirements. And yeah, I mean, I will say that in for AI, the time to market, it's like a big game changer, right?
Yeah, definitely. And AI combined to with the PIM helps because in the cosmetics industry, a launch of a product is very dependent on the legal validation of the content because the products are applied on the skin, so you need to make sure that on the product information level that matches the regulations in terms of allergens, in terms of ingredients, in
Mm.
terms of many aspects of the products. And so yeah, this definitely help to provide consistent and make sure that those legal aspects are correctly applied in each and every region of the world.
Yeah, that's a very good, very great real world example, because as you mentioned, AI not only reduces errors but also ensures that all your product data, it's presented in a uniform, consistent format, which, as you mentioned, it's crucial for building trust with customers and creating workflows, smooth workflows internally. But some of the biggest news that I want to share as well, and I think that you're going to be very happy to talk about this, Baptiste, is that Quable PIM, it's one of the first PIM connected to make automation platform. So what does it mean? I mean, what is an automation platform, and what's this synchronization of Quable would make will be better for your let's say actual clients, but also future clients that are maybe thinking of any automation integration um, scenario.
It's a very good question, Chris. Thank you for asking. So we are actually the first PIM available on Make.com. So Make is an automation tool, you may be know some other platform like Zapier, which is very well known in the world. But the specific of Make is that you can build workflows. So in a PIM and in a enterprise PIM like Quable, you have workflows integrated within the solution. But those workflows are out of shelf workflows, meaning that you can create the workflows within the PIM. With a solution like Make, you can create workflows with other solutions available out there. Can be solutions like Asana, for instance, or Monday to manage projects like, I don't know, like a photo shooting session. You want to alert and notify the studio that you need to take your photo shooting session within that date with these people, with this agency managing those copyrights and getting
Mm.
all this information back to the PIM. This is the things you can do very easily by just like drag and dropping the solutions within the screen that we see here on the right. And then each and every solution share the library of API endpoints. And so you can create and really build in a no-code way any kind of automation. So I gave the example of Monday or Asana, but when it comes to AI, it gets even more interesting because you can say, okay, as soon as I get, I don't know, a new product coming in from my ERP in the PIM or a bunch of new products, let's say I get 100 new reference coming in the PIM, I can choose to create a workflow between the PIM notifying ChatGPT, Gemini, or whatever provider that I need to generate a text for a description, an advice, whatever content for all those 100 products, and then translate them. Maybe for South America, thanks to DeepL, for European, Central Europe with Google Translate, and then send notifications to the team through Slack, through Teams or whatever, and say, okay, now your products are ready. Please just verify or modify the content. That's the kind of workflows, and that's the future of building synergies with the whole ecosystem. Because as you know, AI is increasing, evolving every day. The digital ecosystem as well on e-commerce, on syndication, on whatever, and so you need to have the right tooling to connect and make sure that your PIM can easily operate with any kind of third-party application.
I that's very great, and I'm really amazed of how the technology has been advanced with the help of AI. And I remember that maybe almost like 2 years ago, I was working with a fashion brand, and they were having, let's say, as a big fashion brands, the tech ecosystem, it's a little bit old school, I will
Mhm.
say. And I remember that we were losing a lot of money because the new sizes for, let's say, jewelry or even clothing, we were not receiving notifications about the new sizing, right? Because the ERP was not good, very good connected with the PIM solution at that time. And as you are mentioning, having that notification automatically, and even the size created automatically for this specific reference will be, let's say, better, because when the clients are going to go to the website and saying like, oh, I only have small and not more sizes, then imagine the amount of revenue that you might be losing. And second thing that I want to share is that you have show a demo for translation, and you were clicking to create a translation.
Yes,
But with this automation platform and the synchronization of Quable with Make, that means that I'm not even obligated to do that, right?
you can do it in bulk, definitely.
You can
As
do it
soon
in bulk.
and automatically without doing anything. You just receive the products, or you just modify a bunch of products within the PIM, and for a selection of products can be automatically translated on several attributes at once. Definitely, yeah. You don't need to click on anything. It works automatically with different kind of agents.
That's great. And then just only humans, let's say, to get validation of data and quick verification rather than all of the operational tasks that were very time consuming
Exactly.
before. That's great, and it's good for you that you have been partnering with Make. But again, Quable PIM, it's not only PIM and AI; it's also all-in-one PIM. To starting point, really the starting point of your omni-channel commerce. And as I'm always saying, um, PIM for me, it's going to be as much as important than an ERP or a CRM or your platform to manage your e-commerce data, right? So can you talk to us a little bit more about Quable PIM and all of the functionalities that you might have?
Yeah, sure. Our solution or platform relies on four key pillars to provide a perfect omnichannel experience to the end users. The first one is the PIM. Obviously, we've been talking about that, but there's also a DAM, which allows our companies and clients to centralize, enrich, and distribute their assets. So pictures, videos, any kind of PDFs, no limit of format whatsoever. So with the help of AI as well, you can boost productivity and distribution of your asset everywhere. We also provide a brand portal, B2B portal. It's a very good way to help or clients that are brands and manufacturers to share their product repository, to share their assets with their resellers, with their retailers. So even though there are data pools out there where you can share like part of your catalogs, I don't know, for example, in the food industry, in the cosmetic industry, let's take the example of Sisley. Sisley, they
Mm.
share all the main attributes, so compositions, ingredients, allergens, pricing, descriptions, short description to their distributors, but they can't share like more contents like merchandising plans, launch books, sales pitches. How do when I'm a Sephora or a Macy seller, how do I sell? How do I present the last Fito Rouge lipstick? This is something you can't invent and you can't really easily share. So this brand portal aims to share more content more efficiently with the brands and with the partners and resellers. And then we have the Quable apps, which is here to help our partners and help our clients connect our PIM with their ecosystem. So we can have premium connections with a whole ecosystem like Make.com. It's more than 2,000 apps in the world that can be connected to Quable, 200 apps in just in the AI landscape. But we also build our own premium connectors like Shopify, for instance, or their e-commerce platform, or partners develop their own application on our marketplace, and even our clients are allowed to use our software development kits to create new features, to create new connections within our PIM. So it can be an open marketplace where our partners share their connectors and their apps, or can be used in private mode for customers to enhance the usability of our great platform.
I will say that this is one of the biggest, let's say, positive thing about Quable solution is that before and years before implementing a PIM solution in a big ecosystem, in a tech ecosystem, it can be really expensive. For not saying some of a lot of 100,000 euros. Today, with your solution and the Quable apps that have been developed, I'm not going to say that it's only plug and play, but the cost of implementing this PIM in an ecosystem where you have, for example, HubSpot, Shopify, any other ERP system that might be in a SaaS solution, it's
Mhm.
very, very easy. And this is something that new future business that are thinking about implementing a PIM might really take into consideration, because you are avoiding of having specific developments for your tech stack, and
Yes.
you are going into the SaaS world and implementing and integrating that very easily. So that's great. Thanks a lot for sharing that information. We're almost at the end of this webinar. Of course, we're going to have a Q&A section in less than 10 minutes, I will say. But, because everyone's talking about AI and everyone's talking about how it's, ruined the world or enhancing the world. In my case, I think that it's going to enhance a lot of the tasks that I've been doing today. I just want to finish with the challenge and considerations that you might have as a business, as an e-commerce, or as an industrial, in using AI for your data. So one of the first one is that, of course, AI is not a human. AI will have hallucinations. You can have, for example, an AI tool that might generate a product descriptions that claims that our chair is fireproof or made from eco-friendly materials when it's not true, right? So you can have a big impact because, of course, customers trust and damage. Customers trust, sorry, will be damaged, and of course as well the brand and the image of the brands can be affected. But as you mentioned, and this is very important to say, that Quable PIM, your solution, has worked with pre-made prompts, templates, of course, to help the business with generation to avoid this, because it's not just that you're going to create a product description. It's that you and your, of course, product team has developed prompts and templates to avoid this kind of issue, right?
Yeah, definitely. And I think the first point that you mentioned, the AI hallucination, is directly linked with the second one, which is the high quality data that is required among that. So it's very important to, the PIM is a repository where we will centralize data coming from other systems such as an ERP. So it's important to make sure that the data coming from the ERP is clean as well. Then the attribute, well, when you uh, customize your prompt to generate text description uh, within Quibble, you can ask your prompt to rely on other product attributes. So when you said, is the product is fairly made, is it what's the materials that have been used, and make sure that the text that will be generated incorporates those information. You can make your prompt rely on structured attributes like materials, like tag an eco-friendly tag or not. So if a product is not fairly made, the end text generation will never incorporate those kind of terminologies and wordings. So yeah, definitely.
Yeah, as I said as well, if you have shit in, then you're gonna have shit out as well. So if your product description, if your product dimensions are not good, if all of the technical information it's not accurate, then of course AI won't make any miracles, right?
Completely.
So so that's for the high. Remember that you need to have high quality data that it's required. Of course, you can have with the AI, you can have integration challenge. Because let's say, for example, a retailer's legacy PIM may lack of API or compatibility with modern AI tools. Some of the AI tools, as you mentioned, are developed in a SaaS mode. So if you have, let's say, not even a PIM solution or a PIM solution that it's not developed in SaaS, then you're going to be requiring additional development time, of course, additional budget. So you can have, as a business, you might face delays and incurring higher costs to adapt to your whole technical ecosystem. One of the best things that we have discussed with Baptiste is that Quable PIM has, of course, AI tools that are already integrated in the PIM system. So that I'm sure that you have faced clients that are very happy to say, okay, I'm just going to pay for the license per year, but I have all of the features and all of the functionalities, including AI, right?
Yes, exactly. We do include AI in our packaging, so and in our solution natively. And then, if you want more advanced workflows with orchestration and everything, everything is ready out of shelf, and you need to connect and create an account on Make and start using the automated workflows within Make. Yeah, definitely.
And this, of course, comes with the next point that it's the privacy and security risk, because when we are even on our daily job, when we are using ChatGPT, for example, we know that we need to avoid sharing sensitive information, such as financial information, or I don't know, maybe customer reviews. But I know that for example, Quable PIM has set and developed all that feature for having all set for privacy and security, sorry, um, being compliant, of course, with all the regulations that you might have in Europe, such as GDPR
Yes.
or any other legal requirements that we can have as well, because AI and legal, it's very very linked, and you are almost at the point of having any risk. But I'm sure that you and your solution have taken this as a big, big, big
Yeah,
challenge.
on our in our solution and on all our ecosystem related integration, everything is, as you know, the European law and the French law are very strong when it comes to data
Mm.
security and privacy. So, yes, we've taken care of that. It's a part of our contract, and yeah, we take yeah. The security and the privacy of our clients' data matters the most. So yeah, so the data is not sent to train the LLM models
Mhm.
of AI agents and everything. So yeah, we have been taking care of that topic definitely.
That's great. That's great. And I'm sure that your clients are very happy to know that you've been putting this as one of the biggest points of considerations when doing AI as well. And well, listen, last but not least, because we need to talk about money, because we, we have money, of course, in e-commerce. So initial costs and maintenance for AI can be one of a challenge, of course. It can be a little bit expensive to implement this, and of course, maintaining if you want to integrate, let's say, another AI solution to your existing PIM solution. But just to let you know that as we've been talking, Quable has already an AI solution and an AI model integrated with all their package license. So it's not going to be a surprise, I'm sure, that you're paying for the year license, and not gonna have any number or any let's say surprise by saying, oh, listen, you're gonna be paying more because you're using this. It's already integrated in your SaaS solution. So that's great, and I'm sure that if we're talking about money, some of the clients will be very happy to have this all in one.
Exactly. And feel free to check in our website. All our pricing plans are transparent. You can dive in and check the different levels and structure and the pricing associated.
Yes, we're going to be sharing that, of course, in the replay for sure. Well, we're almost at the end. Listen, thank you very much for being with us, all of the attendees. It's been 46 minutes that you have been with us, so thank you. If you go out, I just wanna give you three takeaways just for you to discuss with your colleagues, with your clients, with your internally, and it's the three of these that AI driven efficiency will drive efficiency, of course, in your product data generation, as you have seen. Baptiste have shared how in less than, let's say, 5 minutes, you can create product descriptions, you can do translations, you can of course localize your content in a very local way, in a very market specific way. So if you're an international company, an international business, or even a small business that just want to increase and develop, of course, their activity in another countries, this is a tool that you need for sure. Um, Again, the AI and the PIM will ensure the data quality, of course, but as we mentioned, it's not magic, right? If your data is not good, then of course the results won't be good. So it's better, as I always say with my client, it's better to start with the basics, to work with the basics, and fix the data that it's not good, so you can have a good catalog, a good product data quality, and then start doing AI, because otherwise the results won't be good. Even if you have the best SaaS solution, the best AI solution, it won't be good. And third point for this takeaways will be, of course, that taking into consideration that compliance and security with AI solution needs to be sharp, because you need to protect your data while as well meeting with regulations. So before going to the Q&A, but is there something that you might add or might say to finish this presentation?
No, I think you made great takeaways for the attendees. So no, I'm perfectly aligned with what you said.
That's great. That's great. And I'm sure that Quable, this is only the first step in, let's say, the first phase of your development into the SaaS world, and all of the connections that you might have. I'm really amazed of how the PIM has been synchronized with all of the Quable apps and all of the tech ecosystem. So thanks to you. And I will say congrats to all of the Quable team, and of course the Quable product team that are
Yes,
developing all of these great functionalities for the
kudos.
PIM here.
Kudos to the product team and to the ecosystem
Yeah,
team, because we have two teams that are in charge of developing our magnificent platform, but also creating the whole ecosystem around it. And so we have a pretty consistent roadmap for this year, and uh, uh, pretty big part of it is also related to AI. So when we have
mm,
new updates to give you, Chris, be sure to be the first one to know.
yeah, for sure. Great. So let's go to the Q&A. Remember, feel free to ask any questions that you might have. I'm just gonna go checking into the comments, and let me just update the platform. We're a little bit streaming. Okay. So for I will say that this is gonna be for you. But this one of the question is, do I have to pay an extra fee to have AI tools activated in my PIM solution?
If you work with Quable, no, it will be automatically onboarded in Quable for the text generation as well as for the translation. The what I showed within the demo, if you want to create your own workflows, orchestration using different kind of agents, yes, you will need to have accounts on those providers and connect them through Make or other connectors that are available in our marketplace. But for doing the main job, which is generating text and translating in more than 180 languages, this will be included in your plan, so you don't need to pay an extra fee.
That's great. That's the power of being a SaaS, right? And paying for
Exactly.
a SaaS license, you're not gonna pay more. So you don't only have AI, but all of the features that Quable will be developing from these years, as Baptiste mentioned, of course, with a good roadmap that it's been mostly focusing on AI and of course another big functionalities. Okay, that's great. Thank you very much, Nelson, for that question. Um, some of the people working at Amazon as well, they have been connected and said that everything that we might share has been a great advice and a great information for all of the
Thank you.
ones in e-commerce. Another question from Frederick, it will be, if I have a Shopify e-commerce website, is Quable PIM able to be integrated?
Yes, definitely. We have the most advanced connector with Shopify. We've been working very closely with the Shopify product teams, and yes, you can. We have today hundreds of shops that are on Shopify, Shopify Plus,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, you can connect very easily in just one click. Your From your PIM, you can install the connector from your PIM or from your Shopify instance as well. And you can push your data seamlessly from Quable to Shopify and the other way around. So it works. I'm not gonna go into so much details, but just
Mm,
to show you, if you're in an international landscape, you're gonna be able to manage like multi-store management. Some of our clients have multiple Shopify websites
mm,
with no central management, so we help them push all their catalogs at once for all their Shopify shops, and it's also compatible with Shopify markets, and we push all the main uh, um, aspects of the Shopify, so all meta objects, meta fields,
mhm.
multi currencies, and everything. Everything is covered very easily. It's just an hour configuration within the PIM.
And even for example, if an international company has, let's say, Shopify for the American market in Americas, but they have, I don't know, for example, PrestaShop for France, that
Yes.
it that is something that Quable PIM will be able
Yeah.
to directly send product information to both CMS.
Of course,
Um,
of
yes,
course, and you can manage your channels directly in the PIM, and so yes, of course, you can connect as many solutions as you want, in or out, and we have clients that do not have necessarily the same e-commerce platform behind each and every website. I can take the example of Lanvin in the fashion. They have
hmm
a Magento for the EMEA and Shopify for the US, and that works perfectly fine. We also work with with a multi-subsidiary company with lots of businesses that are the result of merger and acquisitions. So they don't have necessarily the same ERPs, they don't have the same e-commerce or CMS because
yeah.
they don't do necessarily e-commerce. It can be just a WordPress or a Drupal or
Mhm.
whatever. And so, yeah, of course, you will be able to manage all the assortments, the product assortments within the PIM, and push all the data that you want to share on uh, Magento,
Mhm.
PrestaShop, Shopify, and whatever platform you want.
That's great. Thanks a lot for the insight. Thanks a lot for this hour. It's almost 1 hour that we've been talking, and it's been very quick for me. But thanks a lot, Baptiste, for sharing this. For the ones that might be interested in having more information about Quable PIM, about their models, don't hesitate to contact me or drop a message. I'm gonna be very happy to help you out and even plan a demo if you wish, because you've been implementing PIMS in maybe almost all of the industries, the retail industry, the industrials, the agriculture, the food industry. So yeah, don't hesitate to contact us. Baptiste will be very happy as well to share information about your queries. And thanks a lot. So it's been the end of this webinar. This will be as well replay in LinkedIn and as well share in the YouTube channel. So yeah, thank you very much. Baptiste, if you want to say something to the public to finish this, go ahead.
Yeah, as Chris mentioned, feel free to get in touch with me. I'll redirect to our teams. That would take a lot of pleasure to better understand your needs, the challenges you face. Are you looking into addressing new channels, new markets, and how we can boost this with AI on top of that? And well, thank you, Chris, for the invitation. It was a real pleasure to be there, and looking for a new one.
Yeah, thank you very much and have a great day. Bye bye.
Have a great day. Bye bye.